so this is basically what the StewMac kit consists of. I believe that's a 1/16 of an inch drill bit. I guess that's for the exit hole. Then we have a long drill bit. I think it's 6 inches. 100, like 145 thousandths. Solomon soldering iron and the stick. Stick is 1/8 of an inch wide. So, mounted the drill bit in my hand drill. I've got the soldering iron, the stick. It's not on, so nothing gets burned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to match the angle of the dovetail. I got a zip tie. It's going to ride along the side. So right there, if you can see, is the angle I want to match. So I put a piece of tape on my drill bit. This is going to make sure I don't drill through the fingerboard edge. So let's give it a shot. Here we go. There you go. Now this is super convenient because it's the back of the guitar. It's the opposite of what they show you on the StewMac video, but this is a unique opportunity where the back is actually didn't come with the guitar. So if I need to and I'm having trouble getting it off, I'll drill another hole the same size and get the stick in that side. Help me get it off. I don't think I'll need to. So let's plug the soldering iron in. Yeah. There you go, Brew. Okay, so try getting this neck off just with the StewMac heating iron. It worked pretty well. I drilled the hole with the original drill bit they gave me. That's like 145 thousandths. That's about 21, 22 thousandths over the width of the actual heating rod. Now, basically, when you get this, just use it for something else. It's too big. There's not enough contact on the heating rod. So what I had to do was go to the other side and I drilled an 1/8 inch hole. I wet the hole a little bit and then the rod slid right in. It's making perfect contact all the way around. It's transferring heat much better. I need to be able to clamp this thing steady so I can wiggle the neck. This is where this came in, all right? I can put this now in my vise and I can wiggle the neck and work it. This can be upside down now because it's in a proper size hole. It won't slide out on me. I also made a jerry-rigged version of the StewMac neck, set neck popper, whatever. I have a homemade version of that, and I didn't want to really use it on this because I didn't want to clamp on the kerfing. And I have a perfectly good piece of pine to screw to. So I basically just made that same thing. I used a washer and a nut on the bottom. I super glued them in place so I don't have to mess with that. It's not moving. I can tighten this, give it downward pressure. So basically what I'm going to do now is get this neck off. As you can see, I put a little wooden shim in here right next to the soldering iron. This way the heat doesn't escape. It's got to go out that other hole. So when I wet it, it's got to work around the edges. Also, Gibson likes to glue the face of their neck. So as you're doing it, you kind of got to also work a thin spatula along the sides to release that. If you don't do that, what can give way is the sides can come away along with your neck, off the neck block, and we don't want that to happen. All right, so I've had the neck heating rod in there for about 10 minutes. Trying to wiggle, squirt a little water in there. Just kind of wiggle that neck around. Still needs to be released. I think the sides are definitely holding me back. I got to release them. So I broke off the spatula, put a piece of tape so I don't cut my finger, sanded the tip thinner so it gets under, doesn't just like compress the wood. But it's definitely glued. I can feel it. This ain't gonna release until I get it. Basically. Put a piece of tape to protect it. This is why Gibson neck sets are a lot harder than Martin's, because Martin doesn't glue the cheeks like that. Tightening to put a little more upward pressure as I wiggle. So I want to get under this, so I'm going to push a little bit this way to get up underneath it. This thing's really glued. This side's pretty, it's in there too. Yeah. It's not going anywhere if I can't get this. Let's try wiggling it. Try to do like a circular motion. This thing does not want to give. I could see the body of the guitar flexing as I'm doing it. Not having a back is making it really difficult to wiggle. It's really making this unstable. This is a particularly hard neck to get off. It's moving a little more, but those cheeks are glued. So we're getting there. It's just doesn't want to behave. Ooh, you hear that? That's good. And any chipping you see there was already there. Let me give this another turn. I don't want to do too much. So we're getting close. It's really wiggling. It's ready to pop. I had to go through the top. It was going through the bottom. I mean, it was easily accessible, but going through the top, it wasn't transferring enough heat to the top portion of the dovetail, which is the most massive portion of it. So I'm gonna put a little more. More pressure on the heel. Do a little wigglies. And this whole guitar is just big. It's crazy. The most difficult neck removal I've done in a long, long time. Like, not having the back on just changed it. Changed the whole dynamic. There you go. Smoking in the boys' room. There you go. I missed the angle a little bit. I will fill that in. But yeah, Tide glue. But you see how the cheeks were glued? You always get one of these. This one was in a little bit. That was the first one I drilled from the butt end with that big drill bit. Like I said, I will fill that in with a piece of mahogany, sanded flush. One thing you notice about Gibson truss rods is, look at the angle. This truss rod goes like that. Goes the opposite way most. So what it does is it squeezes together and brings the middle of the rod up. But that's what it looks like right there. And then you see how clean. Not one piece of wood fiber on that fingerboard extension. Not one piece of wood came up.